And welcome to the Part-Time Nerd Podcast with me, your host, Alan. And we've got a special little series we're going to be doing here. And joining me for that, none other than Fancy Francis. How you doing, buddy?
Oh, fantastic. How are you?
You know what? I'm just living the dream. Watching movies, doing reviews on them, just having some fun. Can't complain. Cannot
Absolutely.
complain. And here we are with the HBO Max exclusive Aquaman, King of Atlantis. It's an animated trilogy. Chapter 1 came out. The Dead Sea. We're here to talk about it. It's the animated movie. What were some of your thoughts on that one? On this?
Oh, man. I mean, so right off the bat, oh, this is going to just be like funny. Like it's not a serious show. It's a comedy pretty much. Wild.
I 2 minutes in, I'm sitting there and I'm watching it, and the first notes I wrote down were, "What am I watching?"
Yeah.
Like it's very, what would you say, kind of SpongeBob animation?
1,000. I was actually thinking it has a SpongeBob feel. I actually whenever I started it, I backed out because I did wonder, did I click on like a SpongeBob special or something? Just because I was just like, it's just wild. None at all what I expected whenever I picked this.
I mean, I guess I kind of did a little bit just based off of the thumbnail that's in HBO Max when you click on it. But I didn't know that it was going to be like to this level. Like,
Yeah.
and it was just, it's just out there. Like, so it starts off with, this is Aquaman just defeated the day before Oceanmaster to become King of Atlantis. And Oceanmaster shows up for a rematch the very next day, and he's challenging him. And Aquaman's like, I just beat you. No, I don't want to do it. And then you have this announcer go, "Hey, the new King of Atlantis." He's like, "Wait a minute, what? How's he?" "Well, you denied his challenge." So that's how it works. Yeah, no, that's how it works. Oh, okay. Then he just goes over and slaps him beside the back of the head. And now he's king again. But it was just wheels off. Like the whole thing. Like I even almost kind of had like Ren and Stimpy vibes with this.
Yeah,
Some
I kind of did.
it's just wheels off. That's all there's to it. Like
It really was. I throughout the whole thing, I'm just like, what am I watching? Like, what's happening? What's going on? But I mean, really, after a little bit, once you kind of grasp the craziness of the freaking show, I had a blast.
I had fun watching it. I will say that.
Yeah.
I had fun, but I'm still literally 12 hours later, what the heck did I watch? Like it's not in a bad, it's just so crazy. And it's like, so they're going to an outpost number 4 they haven't heard from in 7 years. They haven't heard from this outpost. And they go to where it is, and there's no ocean there. It's just completely dried. And there's this little like Russian guy there, who's drilling. And he's like, "Oh, how long has this been like this?" He's like, "A week." And they're like, "A week?" He's like, "It's been a long week." And they're like, "Oh, okay." And that's kind of the whole kind of theme with what you got, the big twist at the end, right? And they're looking for this outpost, and they're trying to figure out what's going on. And Mera, all she wants to do is beat everybody up, and all Aquaman wants to do is talk to everybody.
Right.
And it turns out the Russian guy's bad. Shocker, right? um, and they throw him in a pit, and in this pit is all of the water and Outpost 4. And he's like, "Oh, here you guys are. How long have you been down here?" "A week." He's like, "A week? We haven't heard from you guys in 7 years." He's like, "No, just a week. That's all it's been." So, but it's just, everything's funny. Like, they find this crystal that's running this drill, but on the crystal is like a tape AA battery. Like, it's not even like inserted in it. It's just set on it. And as soon as he takes the AA battery off of it, the whole drill comes crashing down, and it was fun.
It was not built well.
No, it was built well, but just the power source was not well. Right?
Yeah. Because once you pull that power source, everything came crumbling. You're like, you think you would have built some better safety stuff. Just saying.
And the whole thing with here comes the ocean roaring back, and they're like,
Mhm.
"Oh no!" and everyone's losing their mind. And Aquaman's like, "Look, guys, we just got to jump. Why don't you just sit there and just wait for the water to come over? Like,
Yeah.
you're people of the water. You'll be fine.
Yeah,
I
you're
promise."
gonna be all right. I mean, so if you haven't seen it and you've been thinking about it, or if you never even heard of it before, I suggest you watch it.
I hadn't heard of it until you messaged me about it.
And it
I was
truly
like,
was the first thing whenever I pulled up the HBO Max, whenever you're like, hey, you want to watch something? I'm like, oh, sure. Let me find something. That was like the first thing I was like, well, this looks weird. Let's watch it.
yeah, you're like, "How about this?" I said, "Done." And at first I look at it, I go, "Oh, it's like a show," because I see season 1. I was like, "You down for a show?" You're like, "Yeah, let's do it." And then I see it's actually just an animated trilogy, a little 3-part thing, but it's fun. It's what was it, 45 minutes?
Yep.
And that's how long all the episodes are supposed to be. And then you get like the big twist at the end, like they're gone for a day and they come back, and Oceanmaster's like, "Surprise! I'm in charge, and I'm getting ready to attack everybody on land." And Aquaman's like, Why are you in charge?
Yeah.
I was gone for a day. What's going on?" And the dude's like, "A day? You've been gone for a year." Dun dun dun. So whatever's going on, wherever they're at, a day is a year, and it's a year. So while when they were saying they'd only been doing that for a week, for them it was a week. But for them, that's 7 days, that was 7 years.
Yeah.
So,
I'm interested to see what they do with this.
yeah, I mean, it's fun. I
Yeah.
had fun with it. Get past the first 5 minutes,
Yeah.
and you're good. But just know it's just crazy. Like, he spends 2 minutes trying to sit in his throne, because it's like this seahorse, and he
I was
can't.
laughing. I watched this at my desk and I was actually laughing at that. I was like, this is wild.
It's funny. It's funny, but it's you're as you're sitting there watching it, that's when I'm sitting there and I'm like, "What the hell am I watching?" But I'm laughing and I'm having fun with it, and
Yep.
that's what this is. It's a fun movie. It's it's how animated things are done these days. Um, there's a lot of different things that are out there like this now. Like, I think because they did a Thundercats new cartoon that came out on like Cartoon Network, and
Hmm.
it's the same style of thing. I haven't
Interesting.
actually watched it, but I've seen the trailers and things like that, and I've seen the animation style. And there's a few other things out there like that. Like, it kind of also kind of had shades of Teen Titans Go. I don't know if you've watched
Mm-hmm.
any of that,
Yep.
but it had that feel to it as well, where you're a superhero, but it's crazy and it's funny and it's just not serious. This isn't serious at all.
Oh no.
Yeah, yeah. And I'll tell you this, probably better than the Aquaman movie. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh.
Like,
Yes. Yes.
and I didn't mind Aquaman that much. Like, I didn't think Aquaman was awful. Um, but I had more fun with this. I'll say that.
It was a lot shorter, so I think it was a lot more enjoyable.
Yeah.
I mean, and they just a lot of entertaining jokes. Like that's what I love too. Like the jokes I actually were like, that's pretty funny. That's pretty silly. Or just like weird little things that would actually kind of make me laugh out loud a little bit. Like this is crazy. I love it.
I laughed a lot. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
I laughed a lot. I was entertained the whole time, and the 45 minutes goes by quick. Like, it's
Yeah.
a quick 45 minutes.
Really does.
You're like, "Oh, the episode's over? Oh, okay." So,
It made me want more, that's for sure.
yep, and we're gonna
That's
get 2 more.
why I'm actually disappointed that there's only gonna be 3 now. I'm like, come on.
Yeah, but maybe you'll get more because the way they listed it was season 1 in HBO Max. So I don't know if I'm gonna have
Sure.
to do some research and look it up and see if there's any plans, but that might also have to deal with how well this does. Like, if this does
Yeah.
good, it might spawn more. So
Yeah,
go
you
go
don't
watch
wanna
it so we get more. That's what I'm
don't wanna
talking
take too big of a bite on a Aquaman because it's failed in the past. So,
But that's the thing, like, and they take stabs at it, like, they make fun of, they're like, "Oh, you talk to fish? That's cool,"
hmm
And at one point, he, like, kinda runs a fish out of the way, and she's like, "Aren't you gonna say sorry?" He's like, "No, you don't wanna know what that fish was saying thinking."
yeah,
Like,
I loved stuff like that, man. It was so great.
little nuggets like that. There's a little nugget in there where they mention, like, the, "Oh, just fly us out of here." He's like, "What? I don't have wings on my feet. I can't just fly you out of here." And that's kind of a dig at, Neymar over from Marvel, where he's got the little wings on his feet and he can kinda fly. So,
Yeah,
there's little things like that, like, if you know the history of Aquaman and things like that, you'll pick it up. So, but enjoyable. You got any final thoughts on this one, buddy?
and watch it.
Watch it. And we'll be back when part 2 comes out for sure. But guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure to like, share, follow, subscribe, comment. If there's anything you want us to watch, shoot over an email, parttimenerdpodcast@gmail.com. Until next time, we'll talk to you later. Deuces.